It's almost officially F1 season. The first race is on March 20th. There are a couple changes in Formula One that we need to talk about. Some changes, some news. Number one is this. There will be a virtual race control room that will be used to assist the race director and help apply the rules during a race. Additionally, the procedures of unlapping cars during a safety car are being revised and reassessed. They're not being revised. The word the FIA used is they're being reassessed, which, whatever that means, are they being changed or not? Do you have to let all the lap cars through, yes or no? It's like, hey, we hear you, it happened, but we're not going to do anything about it. But we're trying to save face and acknowledge it as much as we possibly can. Radio messages will not be broadcast on TV. Radio messages to the race director will not be broadcast on TV anymore. Well, more on that in a moment. Michael Massey will no longer be the race director in Formula One. Two new guys will split the role as race director. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce their names. I'm going to do my very best. Niels Wittich and Eduardo Freitas. Niels and Eduardo will rotate throughout the 23 races of the 2022 season. Look, all of this is a direct response to how the 2021 season ended. Many people claim that Michael Massey's interference handed Max Verstappen a title and ripped it away from Lewis Hamilton. These changes are to help remove power from the race director. I think the FIA didn't like that it looked like one guy basically decided it all last year. And so they split up the power literally to two guys. They demoted Michael Massey. Now there's a virtual race control room that can overrule the race director, it sounds like. So they just removed a lot of power from that position of race director to not make it appear like one guy can dictate and decide everything. It's really them covering their tail to make fans and teams happy. Look, Mercedes was furious last year. It was a very split opinion. A lot of people were giving very negative comments. F1 drivers, like a lot of them were giving comments in support of Lewis Hamilton, saying it's a shame what happened. He got robbed. Michael Massey, it's a bit harsh. That's what Christian Horner said. Of course, he would say that, though, because he benefited from what Michael Massey did last year by, letting some of the unlapped cars go through, but not all of them, to, remove the gap between Lewis and Max so they could race in the final race of the year last year. Max Verstappen came out on top. He had fresher tires. He beat Lewis Hamilton, won the world title because of it. So Michael Massey is gone. He's been demoted within the FIA. And I just want to say thank you to Michael Massey. He gave us the best moment of the year last year. Not when he handed my favorite driver, Max Verstappen, an opportunity to win a world title, splitting the gap, giving him a chance to overtake Lewis. And not because he made the last lap of the final race last year crazy exciting. But thank you, Michael Massey. I'm going to raise a glass to you. Cheers to you. Thank you, Michael Massey, for the best moment of the year last year. This one.
Go ahead, Toto.
You need to reinstate the lap before. That's not right.
Toto?
Yes.
It's called a motor race, okay?
Sorry?
We went to car racing.
When Toto Wolff, the team principal of Mercedes, complained about the outcome, Michael Massey said, it's a motor race. We went car racing. Really just kind of razzing at Toto Wolff. And I don't do it justice. Look it up. It's hilarious. It's incredible.
Michael.
The moment of the year. That quote, it's such an amazing soundbite. I think that people who don't follow Formula One really missed out. Like, the fact that if you're not a Formula One fan, you don't not only understand the context of what happened, but also you probably didn't even hear it. Like, football fans out there, I know you don't love Formula One.
Go ahead, Toto.
You need to reinstate the lap before. That's not right.
Toto?
Yes.
It's called a motor race, okay?
Sorry?
We went to car racing.
You got to go understand that moment. It's one of the best sound bites I have ever heard in my entire life following sports. It's hilarious. It's incredible. It's called a motor race. We went car racing, Toto. The sarcasm. I love it. I love it so much. It's a hilarious, amazing moment. And I don't know. There's another noteworthy change in Formula One. Sprint qualifying is being made even more meaningful. Last year, you could get up to 3 championship points during a sprint. The top 3 got points, basically. 1 point for third, 2 points for second, 3 points for first. This year, it's the top 8. That is 8 championship points for first place, 7 for second, 6 for third, all the way down until you get 1 point for 8th place in a sprint. I love this because they're doubling down on the sprint idea. A sprint race weekend looks like this. You have qualifying on Friday to figure out the order for the sprint. Then you have the sprint on Saturday. It's basically a short race that gives you some points. It also determines the final order, the grid for the big race on Sunday. Then you have the big official race on Sunday. I love it. I think it's fun. What it does to me is a sprint grabs me and gets me in front of a TV for even more time during a race weekend. They want to make more money out of me. I am happy to oblige. I love watching Formula One cars go fast. Zoom, zoom. It's incredible. The drama, the fun, it's beautiful. I love it. It's a good thing for Formula One. A sprint is great. And if they want to get me in front of a TV to watch more F1 driving and more F1 racing, I will happily oblige to that. I will watch more F1 very, very happily without a complaint. The final news from F1 is this. This is news. Michael Andretti, a former IndyCar and F1 driver, the son of Mario Andretti. He's a cultural icon. Michael Andretti is the team owner of Andretti Autosport. They've got an IndyCar team. They've got all kinds of stuff. Andretti has applied to launch a new F1 team in 2024. It would be an American-based team. Kind of cool. I'm sure that having the lower budget cap in Formula One helped make this more likely. I think part of the move that I didn't think about at the time with the lower budget cap is not only bringing the field together a little bit, but also making the barrier to entry a little bit less daunting for new teams out there that want to be a part of Formula One. Andretti has an empire. People may not realize, not only do they have a race team, but they've got a whole, they've really found a lot of ways to make money off of the family name. One thing that comes to mind, they've got this awesome go-kart spot in Orlando that I cannot wait to go to in August this year. Me and Caleb are going to be driving indoors, racing each other up and down and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be really, really fun. It looks like real-life Mario Kart. I'm so down for that. I think it would be cool to see some names from IndyCar driving in Formula One. The 2 guys I want to see, my 2 favorites, I want to see Colton Herta, who's 21, and I want to see Pato O'Ward, a Mexican driver, who's 22. They would be an incredibly fun team to watch in Formula One. They'd probably get their butts kicked early on, the same way that Haas does. But these are 2 young, talented drivers, Pato O'Ward and Colton Herta. I would love to see them driving for Andretti F1 in 2024. And let's hope that happens. More teams, the merrier, in my opinion. It'd be cool to get an American presence in Formula One. I feel like I'm the only American in the world sometimes that likes Formula One. So I'm very happy to see more American presence in the sport. I promise we'll do our best to not ruin it.